everyone. So today we are going to start a new one, and I kind of worked this out in my head. It's going to be a very basic shredded chicken with barbecue bourbon barbecue sauce, bourbon barbecue sauce, and some chopped onions. So that's all I'm going to use for now. Is we got 2 of these little single shots of Jim Beam bourbon. I'm going to use 2 cups of barbecue sauce, some chopped onions, and I got 5 pounds of chicken. So let me get my crock pot out and we'll get this all loaded up. Okay, so what I thought I'd do is take my onions, that's 2 medium-sized onions. I'm going to coat the bottom of that. Then I'm going to take my bourbon, just pour that in the bottom. When this is cooking, those onions are going to saute, I think, in that bourbon. Kind of absorb some of that flavor, I hope. That's that. Now, I'm going to take these huge chicken breasts that I got from Walmart. Just line the bottom of that. And I got 1 extra that's not going to sit on the bottom, so we'll just throw that on the top. Like that. And what I'm going to do with my barbecue sauce, trying to make this a recipe of 2s. Does that make sense? That is 2 shots of whiskey, 2 medium onions, 5 pounds of chicken, and we're going to go 2 cups of barbecue sauce. And I'm using good old original Kraft. And I'm just going to pour that over the top. Alright. That's all there is to it. We're going to set this up on low and slow cook it for about 8 hours. I'll see you in 8 hours. Okay, we've cooked this for 8 hours. Let's take this out and shred it. Now, I have a few breasts left over from my previous video, so I want to use those too. So I'm going to go ahead and shred those up and put those in here. Alright, let's give this a taste test. That's very nice, but I think I'm going to just add a little bit more barbecue sauce to that. Probably about another cup. That 2 cups that I originally cooked it in, Nice. But we need to get it a little bit more tangy, I think. Let me try that. That tastes very good. Very subtle hint of brandy on that. Not brandy, bourbon. Almost tempted to go buy me another one of those dollar shots and throw it in. Let me see. But I'm not really a big drinker. Actually, I don't drink. I did in my early days. That was like 40 years ago. So I think that just that hint of bourbon is about right. If you wanted more flavor in that bourbon, you'd want to add a little bit more to that. But I put 2 shots in that, and I think I'm going to stick with the 2 shots. So I'll get this all trayed up. We'll get it into the freezer, get it frozen solid, and it'll go into the freeze dryer. I'll see you when it comes out. Okay, and there we have it. Here is my beautiful bourbon barbecue pulled or shredded chicken. I got 3.5 trays of that. And for the other half, I ended up digging out some of my bread and butter pickles that I canned myself, because I wanted to try these and see if they, right now they're a little bit flexible, but I think once they cool down they might turn crispy. So we'll keep an eye on that. So let's get this bagged up and then we'll do a nice taste test. What I have here is 1 quart size 7 ml Mylar bag with a gusset and a Ziploc. I think we'll do quart size on these, make it like a meal. What I like to do when I'm packing, I say this on all my videos, is I like to get it packaged in these and Ziploc shut, and then I'll go back and open them up and put an O2 absorber in there. That gets them out of the atmosphere real quick, and it doesn't expose my O2 absorbers, since I don't open them until I'm ready to put them in the bags. So, all in all, I think that's a very effective way to get these packaged up. And rather than waste a bag on rehydrating this for my dinner and the taste test, I'm just going to use a bowl. But obviously we could rehydrate in the bag. Alright, so I'm open up my O2 absorbers now. And I'm going to go through and put one in each one of these bags. Now these are 300cc O2 absorbers going into a 1 quart bag. Okay, so got an O2 absorber in every one of these. I will now run them through my heat sealer and get them labeled up. Then we'll do a taste test. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, there we have it. I ended up with 9 packets plus the bowl we're going to reconstitute. So let me get those put away and we'll do a reconstitution. Okay, so what I got here is about a cup of hot water. There's another cup there. Let's get to see if I need that. Well, I'm definitely not going to need that whole cup because that sucked up that cup of water really quick. So let's put I'll go by quarters now because I don't want to get it too runny. I don't know if you can see that steam coming off of that, but nice and steamy. Shredded chicken really rehydrates quickly and nicely. And I can smell that barbecue. Smelling good. Alright, let me get something to taste that with. Make sure that is rehydrated. Oh yeah. Man, that tastes good. Alright, let me get this plated up and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, don't that look nice? What I did here is for non-emergency situations you can obviously have buns. But in a survival, emergency, camping situation, I have these Sailor Boy pilot bread that I get from Amazon. I can't find them anywhere else in the lower 48. They're kind of like an Alaska product, but they're made in the lower 48, but you just can't seem to buy them anywhere except for Amazon. But anyway, they are long-term storage pilot bread. And people say it's kind of like hardtack, but it's kind of like hardtack, but it's more like an MRE cracker. The hardtack is really hard and you could break your teeth on it. And these aren't that hard. They taste more like a consistency of a cracker and they last for years. I have a video on these, so I'll put a link to the video on these crackers so I don't have to spend too much time on this if you've already seen that video. But you probably want to check those out because I consider them a necessity for an emergency situation for long-term storage. But let's get to the business of checking these out. So here we have it. A beautiful chicken bourbon barbecue chicken sandwich. Came out perfect. That chicken tastes like I just pulled it out of the crock pot. Not dry or anything. That is good. But what I would do if I'm packing these away, I'll always have some of these Sailor Boys. So let's see what they taste like on the cracker. I want you to see how easy that bites into on the cracker. They aren't that hard, but they last forever. And taste just much like a cracker without the salt. They're not salted or anything. That is good. The bourbon in this is very, very subtle. And it's kind of the way I like it. If you wanted to do more of a stronger bourbon, I would add more bourbon to my onions. But the way I cook that with the I layered the onions in the bottom of the crock pot and then smothered that with 2 shots of bourbon. Those onions cooked up so sweet with a taste of bourbon in them. They were just perfect. And then they're mixed in with this. So I think that's definitely the way to go. That onions kind of caramelized in bourbon. And man, they were good just on their own, to be honest with you. But you would have never known, texture-wise, taste-wise, look-wise, that this was freeze-dried. I'm really happy with that way this came out. So, I'm going to finish my dinner here. I hope you enjoyed the video. My next video is going to be kind of like a special anniversary video for having Big Red for 2 years. So, I look forward to seeing you on that video. Thank you for watching.